This company has a market cap of $5.65 million and recently had its shelf status removed with the price up 60% this month. So what do you need to know? Sit tight for the next 10 minutes as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for regular stock market updates. A shell company is a company that does not actively engage in business, so a removal would indicate that the company is going to build something up. And Southern Ideas International, which is a holdings company, just had their shell status removed, and that is why we're bullish. SITS owns Shibuku Tour, Pure Oil and Gas, and many other successful brands, and we're optimistic that they'll acquire more brands this year. Another reason behind our bullish view is that this removal opens the gates to many brokerages, and one of these is Robinhood. If the stock gets listed on Robinhood, it will pump the price by a few 100%, and the way things are going, it might really be a reality soon. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here now in the 1-day chart for SITS yet again, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get to the 5-minute chart. Now right off the bat, we can see that we were up by not exactly some percentages, but we did make a beautiful pin bar candle on the upside over here. And in the past 3 days, we're already up by what I believe is about 20% or something. Oh, well, no, it's 53%, which is again crazy. Right, if you look at the past month performance, we're up by about, I believe, 60%. Well, no, we're up by about 124% in just, the period of probably 6 weeks, I would say, right around that period. And if we talk about our monthly performance, if we go to 12th December, right, we're down by about 9%, which is pretty fair, right? Considering the fact that we already got a massive jump over here, right? If you had purchased somewhere around 22 cents, then you could have easily cashed in on like 300% gains. But this is just the beginning, right? Why am I saying that? Look at this, right? Think about this. When Shiba Inu coin and all of those cryptocurrencies, all of these other, stocks, all of these other small cap things in general were about to blow up, what was the pattern like, right? First up, they caught public attention. SITS is doing that right now. Second, they got listed on major exchanges, which we personally believe SITS will in, let's see, probably 3 or 6 months, right? And once that is done, that is when the real pump starts, right? So, what levels are we eyeing? I personally am thinking that this can definitely go 50x, right, from the current price, because again, the market cap is not a limiting factor, right? We have a $5.6 million market cap, so that gives us room for like easily 10, 20, 50, even 100x growth, right? If this company was to come out and be like, hey, we're listed on Robinhood with just a $5 million market cap and such a wonderful plethora of companies, right? Such a wonderful portfolio of companies, right? They have Matamua, which is a makeup brand. They have Pure Oil and Gas, which is an oil company, which recently entered a funding agreement. And you can, of course, read that article. I'll link to it in the pinned comment. And they have Shibuku Tour, which is a women's wear brand which was, kind of associated with Kylie Jenner. She wore it for a photo shoot, which is again a great feat, right? Again, they have a brand named Restora. They have a brand named Growth Goods, right? And to name a few, I personally, well, I kind of forgot all of the names, but yeah, they own a pretty decent amount of brands, and I personally believe that they will buy more brands as they progress, as they go into 2023, as we enter the first quarter of 2023. Now, if you want more information about the company, of course, I'll link to their website in both the description and the pinned comment, so you can go check it out over there. Now, why am I doing this video? First up, of course, I did make a short video on SITS like a few weeks ago, probably around this time itself, right in December, and a third party actually approached me and they were really eager to hear more of my opinion about SITS and give shoutouts and stuff, right? And that is why I personally love doing SITS videos, right? Of course, there is the fact that this is a paid shoutout, but at the same time, I've made the short video over here because I saw potential. And you can see that around the time that I made the short video, if someone had purchased, let's say at 3 cents, that's an easy 50% gain, right? Easy 50% gain in 20 days. Now, even if you consider the fact that the volumes are not all that great, well, that's not exactly a negative factor, right? Is it? That's a great factor in my opinion. The volumes have not yet hit. People are not yet noticing the stock. So this is exactly the best time to enter, right, and buy up before other people start buying up as well and the price goes up. So from the current price of 4.8 cents, I personally think that this can definitely go towards 2 or 3, 2, well, why did I say 2? 20 or 25 cents by at least, I would say, March, probably. Yeah, March should be a good date because I know that at this rate, we can see that we got a crazy amount of volume over here, 4.246 million shares. And if we get more such pumps in the future, this is how a volume pump begins, right? So when you see that a big person, right, a whale just purchased a big amount, that is usually the beginning of a bigger volume trend. So in my opinion, we'll likely get another pump in the next few days. And once we get that, I'll of course make a follow-up video first up. And secondly, that is your indication. Oh, I made a little smiley. That is your indication that this stock has finally picked up pace and now people are finally noticing it. And so here's how it's gonna go. We got a pump over here, for example, right? A pretty small pump, and then the volumes went up by a bit. After that, we got a crazy pump, volumes went up even more, right? And now once we get the craziest pump that the stock has ever seen, well, not ever, but for this particular period, yes. We get the craziest pump that the stock has ever seen, and then the average volumes are going to go somewhere around here, right? From over here to over here. So the volumes are going to be, if they're like a few 100,000 right now, 100,000, 80,000, they're going to be like 500,000, a million, 500,000, a million, right? And once that is hit, I personally think that this stock will definitely go up with the volume. And even if the volumes are going 5x, even if the volumes are going up by 5x, the stock will also go up by 5x in my opinion. And that is why I personally am bullish on SITS with a price target of 50x. But to analyze the stock further, we'll of course have to jump into the 1 hour chart. So let's quickly do that. And now that we're in the 1 hour chart, well, first up, ignore the volumes. These are not usually accurate on tradingview.com for the shorter charts, right? They're usually only good for the 1 day chart. At the same time now, if we look at the price action on the 1 hour chart, we can see that we're holding on to the support around 3 cents pretty well. And of course, above that, we're holding on to the 4 cent support pretty well as well. And that is why I personally think that this is a pretty good time because we're in somewhat of a consolidation zone, right? We got pumped up. After that, volumes faded away. Now, this is the exact moment before a pump, right? Now, what's going to happen, in my opinion, I personally think that in the next few days, we'll probably see the price go down a bit, probably around this range. And after that, huge volumes will strike the stock and then we're going to go up, right? So I got a quick call and I'm back now. Well, coming back to the analysis, we can see that even in the long term, yes, there were a lot of gaps to be filled over here, and that is an indication as to how the volumes are now finally becoming stabler, right? If that's a word, they're probably becoming more stable, and that is why, again, I believe that from here onwards, the volumes will take over. And once, in any stock, once the volumes pick up, it will definitely alert ticker websites, right? So, there are alert websites all over the world where you can pay, get a subscription there, and what they'll offer you in return is that anytime a stock does some weird volume fluctuation, they'll let you know via email or something like that. You'll get a notification, and that is when the big volumes strike in, right? So in my opinion, once even one big whale, which, I'm pretty sure that we will see a lot of volume this week. Once we see that volume, it will hit those tickers, and then people are going to be like, oh, hey, this stock looks pretty good. This company looks pretty good. They just transitioned from a shell company. They might get listed on some big exchange or some big brokerages, and that is why people will start buying. And then the bigger volumes will start finally coming in because then again the price is not that much, right? A million shares traded a day would not be anything big, right? It would only be like what, $48,000, right? That's not a big amount of money if you look at the market. I personally am thinking that this definitely will hit volumes around 5 to 10 million shares a day in by the end of 2023. So that is again it for the 1 hour chart. And now we'll head on to the 5-minute chart so we can analyze the stock in the last bit of detail and I can, just give you guys my final words. And now that we're in the 5-minute chart, again, first thing we're going to do is analyze the volumes. We can see that we again got a lot of gaps over here, right around February, June, all of that time. Over here, for example, we got the driest volumes with only a few hundred shares being traded, right? But now, of course, first up, the shell status thing that has affected the stock a lot, right? Now, after it got removed, right? Now that the shell status stock, now that the shell status has been removed, it will definitely build more investor trust and more people will start buying. And that is again one of the psychological reasons why I'm bullish, right? People will be literally, people will have a FOMO that if I don't buy this, I'll miss out, right? That's basically what I'm trying to say. People will think that, hey, if I don't buy this, I will miss out on the next AMC, the next GME, because even though this is not exactly a short squeeze play, it's still something as big as AMC or GME, right? It can still give returns, in my opinion, as big as AMC or GME. But at the same time, remember that I could be wrong. So this most definitely is not financial advice. Go do your own research before you trade. As always, if you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, sure you can hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.